Today, I'm here to talk with you about the difference of a right of first refusal and an option to purchase. Hi, I'm Alec at the 𝑾𝑯𝑨𝑻 Law Firm, where we've been assisting families with wills, trusts, and probate for 30 years. Now, right of first refusal and purchase option. What are they? What's the difference? Well, the big difference is when the person who holds that right has the option to purchase the property. With the right of first refusal, that's going to require a bona fide third party to make an offer on the piece of real estate or asset that this right of first refusal is on. So this third party comes with an offer, and then the seller has to go to the person who holds this option, say, hey, I have an offer to purchase this asset. These are the terms. Now that person who holds that right of first refusal can purchase it maybe under the same terms of that third party offer, or if there are other terms in that right of first refusal outlining what that purchase is going to look like, it's going to follow those terms. Whereas with an option of purchase, the person who holds that option of purchase is able to call that option at any time following the terms that are in that agreement. Now, a right of first refusal we see a lot of times with family sales. For example, if mom and dad sell a piece of property to a child for a heavily discounted rate, we may record a right of first refusal on that property. So if a child goes to sell that property, mom and dad can purchase it back maybe at the same price that they sold it to a child. And then mom and dad can decide what they want to do with that property. That way the child isn't making a ton of money off the sale if mom and dad actually are the ones who want to sell that for the fair market value. The option to purchase, we see that a lot more in our estate planning documents. For example, in our wills and our trusts, a lot of times we'll use that option to purchase when we have a piece of property that's been in the family for a number of generations and we want to make sure it stays in the family. For example, if we have a family cabin or a family farm and we want to convey that piece of property to a number of children, we may convey that piece of property to all of them, but just state that one of them to maybe have the option to buy out the others. They can do that right away and essentially use part of their share to buy out the other's interest. Or we may say, you know what, we're going to give this to all of the children, but if any child wants to ever sell their piece of the real estate, they have to first offer it to the other siblings with the right of first refusal. Now, with that right of first refusal or that option to purchase, we can identify what the terms of that transaction would look like. We could say the purchase price may be 80% of the fair market value as determined by an appraisal. We can state that the purchase is going to be on a contract for deed where they have to make yearly payments of this X amount, and then after 5 or 10 years, they have to make a balloon payment to pay off the seller. The benefit of utilizing a contract for deed with a balloon payment is it allows the buyer to kind of get their ducks in a row on the financing side of it. So they have a couple years before they have to worry about maybe getting a mortgage on the property or to come up with the funds themselves, just because depending on when they make that option or make that call, they may not be able to get a loan at that time. So it's a really advantageous way that we can make an asset that has been a generational family asset stay in the family. Now, rights of first refusal and option to purchases, they can be complicated. That's why it's very important that you work with an attorney who has experience with these documents, whether we're doing standalone agreements following a transaction or whether we're wanting to include this as part of the estate plan to make sure that we have assets stay in the family that have been part of the family for a number of years. So again, I'd like to thank you today for joining me when talking about option of purchases, rights of first refusal, and how they work. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us. Otherwise, you can go and subscribe to our channel to learn more about real estate and estate planning. Thanks. Have a great day.